in the Gulf region, preparing for weeks of possible military action against Tehran. That's according to US officials cited by the Reuters news agency. Ahead of today's talks, Iranian state media say the country's Revolutionary Guard is holding military drills in the Strait of Hormuz. Hardline politicians in Iran have repeatedly threatened to block the strait if attacked. Nearly 20% of global oil shipments pass through the waterway. US envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner will take part in today's negotiations in Switzerland, and so, apparently, will the president.
So I'll be involved in those talks indirectly, and they'll be very important. We'll see what can happen. It's been typically Iran's a very tough negotiator. They're good negotiators, or bad negotiators. I would say they're bad negotiators because we could have had a deal instead of sending the B-2s in to knock out their nuclear potential, and we had to send the B-2s. I hope they're going to be more reasonable. They want to make a deal.
Have you been told that a deal is next to impossible?
No, I think they want to make a deal. I don't think they want the consequences of not making a deal. They want to make a deal.
Well, Farzan Sabet is an Iran expert and nuclear security researcher at the Global Governance Center in Geneva. Welcome to DW. Let's start with the warning we heard from the president. What sort of consequences is Iran likely to face if they don't make a deal?
Oh, thanks for having me on. So, of course, we're looking at different potential military scenarios. One is a one-off strike that would probably be both materially meaningful and symbolically significant. For example, decapitating senior lead political and security leadership while also degrading some aspects of Iran's military capabilities. Of course, with some of the reporting that we've seen, including the Reuters piece that you cited, the U.S. is also considering something far larger. For example, a limited war, which in terms of both its scale and impact could be comparable to the 12-day war that we saw this past summer, or going slightly beyond that.
Meanwhile, there are reports that Iran's Revolutionary Guard is holding military drills in the Strait of Hormuz. Should that be interpreted as their counter-threat?
Certainly. That's definitely the case. Of course, for the Islamic Republic to make threats that it will, for example, disrupt the global energy trade that passes through the Strait of Hormuz, it costs them nothing. Of course, the reality is that if they do escalate to that level, attempting to disrupt the energy trade as well as striking the energy infrastructure of neighboring countries, they risk expanding